Hi guys, so welcome to this rather unusual setup which I never did before, which is the screen sharing. So this video is going to be rather quick because I will just run through all the signs and we will talk about the solar eclipse that's happening on the 12th of August. And my predictions are based on obviously the solar eclipse, which has Jupiter, Mercury in this sign, and also a little bit of support from the Saturn with this rather weak aspect, because not only it's just 6 degrees of difference, but also it's separating. So anyways, it's based on this and also on the first eclipse in the solar cycles, which is this eclipse that happened in this year, as you see in the screen, and it's from the book The Eagle and the Lark by Bernadette Brady, and she said that this eclipse is about breaking free from some situation that was difficult, and now you just quickly break free from it. But anyways, I think what's very important to mention here is that this eclipse, actually almost all eclipses really need to break your ego and bring you something new, because you're so attached to something. So you break from something that was comfortable in your life and was stable. So there's this new change, and sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's uncomfortable. But here in this first solar cycles eclipse, it receives aspect from Pluto and Saturn. So this is very, very, very strongly indicating that you have to let go of something that you were attached to. So that's one of the indications here. And also it falls on the midpoint of Uranus and Mercury, making this event rather sudden, unexpected, and also there can be an aspect of receiving news, like the news are unexpected. Okay, that's a quick description of this solar cycles. I mean, this particular solar cycle. Okay, so I will keep this just one chart. I will not turn the wheel, because this would require me to enter 12 different locations, which I'm not going to do, obviously. Maybe I'll come up with different with a solution how to turn the wheel and make ascendants that really represent your sign, because here it's Capricorn. Okay, so let's start from Aries. So for Aries, it falls in the 5th house, and here's Saturn. So for Aries, I think Saturn really matters here because it's in your sign and it's supporting the eclipse. So this already tells me that whatever happens, it is under the control. Like, you are controlling the situation. You're maybe it comes from the perspective of having anxiety or maybe being afraid. And yes, solar eclipses always challenge the comfort, and it's almost never letting you have the control. But here, for some reason, because of your mature and controlling, maybe, and boundary rich nature here, because of that, you are not feeling thrown out of balance. That's how I would put it. And the changes are happening within your children's life. Some sudden changes, maybe a new chapter, or maybe you are getting pregnant. That's probably one of the most expected events with the solar eclipse. New dynamics in your romantic life with your partner, maybe new date, or maybe dates with your partner, like you were bored and now you decide to have some spark to change the dynamic, to make it more flirty. Or maybe there's someone that's coming to reignite the passion in you. That can also happen. Also, if you're a creative Aries, this is going to make you express yourself in new ways. Yeah. And Saturn there is giving you some discipline about this matter. Okay, that's about Aries. Let's move to Taurus. So for Taurus, it falls in the 4th house, which means it's very important because it's the angular house. So you will feel those effects, I would say, regardless whether you have planets around the 20th degree. So the changes are within your home environment, with your family, with your house, maybe your real estate, or your mom's life, like your mom's life, your own family, your parents also, both parents, but especially mom. Yeah, real estate. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So you will have to let go of something. Maybe you have to let go of property that you own, just maybe to buy a new one, or maybe you need that money to I don't know, buy something else. Like not necessarily property, but you have to let go of something that you were attached pretty much and that you were holding on strongly to. So now you have to let go, and you have to rebuild yourself, and you have to rebuild your foundation, whatever foundation means to you, whatever security means to you. Yeah. I think that would be all. I will not talk about Saturn here because it's in the 12th house, and there's Saturn there. Let's leave Saturn there, like in the 12th house, and let's not touch it because we don't want to deal with it. We just don't want to deal with it. Obviously there are some endings in your life, so that's kind of a theme in your life for quite a while now. But those endings, and the 4th house is also about endings, so there are a lot of endings. But whatever happens with the solar eclipse, it's going to make you be your truer self. Okay, Gemini. So for Gemini, it's in the 3rd house, which is about papers, documents, reading, writing, studies, courses, especially short type of courses. And you have some help from the 11th house, which means that maybe you are supported in your studies. I mean, this is very kind of, it's not it doesn't sound like a huge event, to just start some sort of courses and maybe be supported by people or by friends. And yes, because it's not a very major important event. It's not the love life, it's not children, it's not family, it's not career. So for you, this eclipse is not going to be something major, something life-changing. You will just maybe find some course that you want to do which really benefits you further in your life, and maybe you find the niche where you can fulfill your the needs of your ego, let's put it this way. Okay. Oh yeah, and maybe this also gives you some motivation to express yourself through words somehow. If you don't have anything there, like no planet in Leo, probably it will not make you loud and creative and expressive through your speech. But if you have something there, and since you are Gemini ascendant, that tells that it does matter, the ideas, the reading, writing, learning and stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, so this tells me that it matters to you, that you are more expressive. So, depends what you do. If you read, if you write books, this will bring a new chapter in that regard. Did I say read or write books? If you write books, then this can make you more inspired. Yeah. And there are people that support you from the 11th house, which here is not 11th house, but never mind. So there are people, communities that support you and maybe helping you to give the structure to whatever you're saying or learning. Okay. The next one is Virgo. For Virgo. Oh my god, not Virgo. It's not Virgo, sorry. It's Cancer. So, for Cancer, this falls in the second house. Okay, this falls in the second house, and Saturn is in the 10th. I'm sorry that the chart doesn't look like that, but anyways, it falls in the second house. So there could be a new source of income, new job, new path that you're pushed to after having to let go of whatever you thought is going to bring you financial and emotional security. You have to let go of it because there's something new that is going to benefit you financially. And it's going to make you feel more creative. This new opportunity is going to make you feel more fulfilled. Yeah. And Saturn the 10th, I think if you're a Cancer ascendant, you're working on your individual projects, because that's what this means. Saturn in the 10th in Aries is very much about working for yourself. So amazing. I think you are starting some new projects, and it's going to be very successful, because ultimately eclipses bring things that are making us go further in life and getting unstuck. That's how it is. Okay, so now is Leo. So Leo, if you're a Leo, this is a total change of your whole identity, of whatever you thought you were, whatever your life direction was going to. I think there's a lot of it's interesting because in the Saros cycle there was this having to let go of something that you were attached to, and something that brought you security, and you were and maybe you are now anxious to let go of it, but you have to let go of it. And this will change your whole personality, and this might even change your looks if this is your ascendant, and overall life direction. Yeah. And because there's Saturn help from the ninth house, maybe, just maybe, this can have something to do with new studies, new philosophies, and new beliefs that are keeping you grounded and stable. Very wisely said. Anyways, okay. Next is Virgo, and this is happening in your 12th house. 12th house. I really don't like 12th house because it's the house that is not visible, and it's the house of letting go, it's the house of endings, it's the house of confusion, lack of clarity. It is the house that is far away from where you are. It's just a fog. Anyways, it doesn't have to be like this. So the eclipse there can make you move to a faraway place. Maybe you have something to do with a faraway place. Maybe now you have to I don't know, travel back and forth to this place and back home. This can also make you move, obviously permanently, or I don't know, not permanently completely, but like for a long period of time. This can have something to do with the institutions where you're isolated. So hopefully you're not going to jail, hopefully. Hopefully you're not going to hospital either. Hopefully you're mentally stable. Because in the 12th house it can destabilize you a little bit, bringing the subconscious stuff to the surface, or like maybe loneliness. I hope that's not the case. After all, it's a solar eclipse. It's not some sort of Saturn or I don't know, something. Oh my god, there's a call incoming. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so yeah, this is, I would say, insignificant influence unless you have something there, because the third, the sixth is significant. The third is not very significant. Ninth is also kind of meh, and 12th is, I don't know, unless you have planets there, it's not going to affect you much. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick up that call and I will just stop the recording for a while. Okay, so for Libra, this falls in the 11th house, and you have a little bit of support from, oh wow, from your partner. Okay, so this new beginning, this solar eclipse has to do with communities, your friends, friend groups, and like I said, a community. It can be even a religious community or some kind of group activities, classes, maybe sometimes even. And there's a new beginning, so this tells me that you are becoming a part of some group, and it's very important if you have something around the 20th degree. If you don't have anything there, maybe some sort of influence, maybe you join a new friend group and be a part of it for some time, and it helps you to realize more of your potential, to become your true self, because that's what eclipses are about. And especially in Leo, this is where you shine, this is where you can show yourself, this is where you can feel fulfilled, because you know that's Leo's goal and intention. And your partner, actually, this can just mean being a part of some group and dealing with some person that could be older, not necessarily your partner, could be just someone that you're dealing with, and could be older, and maybe that person is just very supportive for your endeavors in this friend group. So yeah, it's if this relates to friends and communities, maybe it's not something significant unless you maybe felt lonely and now you are a part of this group. But also, there's something else. This can mean benefiting from a connection, benefiting from networking. Maybe a friend knows a friend, like a friend knows another friend, and that another friend is helping you with something, to gain something, either financially or, I don't know, helps to build your house or something like that. So yeah, but here I see it's more about helping you to be more expressive in your true self. So I think this is more about psychological feelings, or help with children. Maybe you meet a friend who is going to, what is it, babysit your child, something like that. So yeah, okay, this is great. I think for you it's one of the best like one of the best placements for eclipse, even if that means that you have to let go of certain friends, but just because better ones are on the way. Okay, so for Scorpio Ascendant, this is in the 10th house. Oh my god. So, and Saturn is supporting from the 6th house. I think you are having some bigger changes at your work, in your career, maybe starting a new career entirely, especially a career that's making you feel more fulfilled and happy, more expressive, more creative, that's making you be in the spotlight, that's making you more proud of what you do, and that's also making you more public sometimes, if you need that, that there can be more publicity. Publicity, yeah, I think I said it right. So yeah, Saturn from the 6th house is about sorry, a routine and regime, having a strict routine, taking care of your health and yourself overall, to be strong and healthy. And you need to be, because I see that being challenged slightly, because Saturn is not in a strong position there, so you need some extra effort. Yeah, and this new opportunity that you're receiving in regards to your work, it's going to require a lot of your, even sometimes physical energy, but sometimes just mental energy. So you should be aware of that, because I see it very strongly here with Saturn of course here it's in the 4th house, but if it was your chart, it would be in the 6th house. So yeah, you need to take care of yourself, like really take care of the basic needs, basically. Okay, for Sagittarius, this falls. Finally, it's easier to see, like, I don't have to bend my head too much. Okay, this falls in the 9th house, so eclipse is falling in the 9th house, and like I said before, in one of the signs, this is not like a very strong influence unless you're looking forward to maybe moving to a foreign place, having to do something with education, starting new education. That's super, super, super favorable, and I think that's definitely one of the things that are happening, and not only because of this eclipse, but also because Jupiter is in the it's in the 9th house. So I think a lot of Sagittarius ascendants are starting new studies, whatever they would be, like whether the formal type of education, or maybe spiritual studies, or maybe astrology, or things like that. That's very likely. And traveling, maybe you'll go abroad, and that trip is changing you in a profound way. That can happen as well. So yeah, Saturn from the 5th, I don't think I should include it here because it's a very gentle type of energy, but maybe your pursuits have something to do with creativity. Maybe you're starting studies related to creative arts or something, creativity related overall. Or maybe even business. That can also happen. Studying business, or like wanting to start a business, which you might do next year actually. So yeah, and also maybe I have to mention, because in the Sarah cycle, this eclipse series have to do with letting go of something that you're attached to. Maybe this new study is pushing you to let go of certain things you had in your life, and you need to change. To study, you need to let go of something. This is very likely to happen. Yeah. Changes with your teachers maybe as well. Maybe you need to let go of some teacher. That's odd. Let go of some rather authoritative figure in a way to 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 let go of some mentor, maybe to have your own belief system and so on, your own ways. Okay, let's move on to the Capricorn, and congratulations Capricorn. All this time you had your own chart opened. For every sign, I had just the Capricorn chart open. So good for you, because for you it's very apparent where it's happening, which houses. So for you, it's going to cause either some secret coming to light, some maybe even hidden knowledge, occult knowledge coming to light. Maybe it's changing your direction. Maybe if you're into all of this astrology thing, maybe you are going to find the type of astrology you like most. Maybe new studies could even be that, with that Jupiter there as well. But also sometimes this means that there's a death of something. I don't want to say someone, but there's some sort of ending. And you know, with this Solar cycle initial eclipse, there's already having to get rid of something that you're attached to. But in the 8th house, this really highlights the quality of getting rid of something you were attached to. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that, you know, a death is happening. And death is always, I mean, with the 8th house, death can be metaphorical. It doesn't have to be literal. But maybe to put it lightly, there can be some sort of crisis. However, if this doesn't touch any of your planets, if you have nothing in the 20th degree of Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, this will not affect you, or maybe the influence will be so weak that you will not even feel anything. So yeah, other than that, for those who are interested in occult and esoteric knowledge, this is perfect because there's a new beginning and cycle that's going to bring you closer to whatever is kind of benefiting your ego, pride, and self-expression. Also, how could I not mention this is going to affect your love life in a very strong sense. There can, like I said, there can be some secret coming to light. There can be some secret about your partner. There can be some new dynamic that needs to take place because of something your partner does. So maybe you need to build more trust. It's very possible to happen. There can be more intimacy. There can be more openness after whatever is happening. That's the positive manifestation. Hopefully it's not about, you know, parting ways, divorcing and stuff like that, unless you want it. Because solar eclipse in the 8th house, this I mean, it can mean that the shared resources have to change somehow. Like either you are no longer sharing resources, or maybe you are sharing resources. Maybe you married and now you have to share resources. That can also happen. It doesn't have to be negative. Even though 8th house is, you know, doesn't have a good reputation overall. And the support comes from Saturn, from your home and family. You are supported by authoritative person in your family, by someone older, someone wiser maybe in some ways, someone that gives you structure and provides you with the knowledge of boundaries. That's how I see it. And yeah, I think that would be all. There can be like 1,000 other ways we can interpret it. Like, I see you have a lot of responsibility towards your family and home, and you need to do this and that and this and that, and it can be exhausting, but it gives you some grounding here, as I see. Sorry, there's something flying. And yeah, because Saturn also rules your ascendant, this is a huge theme for you to be, to direct your attention towards your home. So hopefully you're not too exhausted by this point. When this change happens with your darkest house, the 8th house. Anyways, let's move on from this. Let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, you have this happening in the 7th house. Okay, so this is super important for you because changes are happening in your love life. The things will no longer be the same way. Your partner will no longer be the same way. There's a new dynamic, and I think mostly it has to do with your partner's approach, not as much about your approach, but about their approach. This can mean that you find a new person. This can also mean marrying, just meeting the one, especially with Jupiter there. I think for Aquarius ascendants, it's a major year and major summer. Especially this summer is super major with more love. Maybe even this eclipse is some sort of unexpected event. And since in Sarah's cycle, this has to do with having to let go of your ego, I think there could have been someone that you were attached to, but now you maybe meet another person, or maybe you were attached to someone, but you have to let go of that person because that person is no longer good for you, and no longer you can look at this person as kind of the light of your life. So you need someone new, and someone new can come because of Jupiter, but also sometimes it's like solar eclipse is about letting go of someone just because someone new has to come in. Okay, I think that would be all for Aquarius. So Pisces, you have solar eclipse happening in the 6th house and a little bit of support from the 2nd house. Looks like there's a big change in your work environment, maybe some colleague, maybe a new job entirely, maybe you have to change departments, maybe your tasks change completely, and it will feel a little bit uncomfortable because you will have to let go of something that you thought that is bringing you security and is fulfilling your ego, but that's not exactly the case. You will find a new ego after this eclipse. And this is only if it touches important planets or points in your chart. If it doesn't, then you might not feel it strongly. It can just be, I don't know, colleague leaving and, someone new comes in. And maybe it feels like you were so attached to that colleague, but now that they leave, you're a bit, bored and things are not the same anymore. But this is just because maybe that new colleague is beneficial for you somehow. Because you have Jupiter in the 6th house. This tells that your work environment and people you meet at work can somehow benefit you, bring you abundance. So, yeah. Saturn there is I think you're pretty secure with your work. I don't think it's like you getting fired. It can happen. It can happen. Some Pisces ascendants can get fired, but that's only if you really have something around the 20th degree, maybe moon, maybe sun, or maybe Mars, especially Mars. yeah, then possible. But other than that, I see this as an experience where you have to let go of something you are attached, but that experience is fulfilling you more, even if you don't see it in the beginning. Yeah, I think that will be all. So thank you for watching. Please hit a like, please hit a subscribe. I know that only Pisces hear this by this point. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much and see you next time.